Hurricane Milton now making landfall in Florida. This is a live look from Tampa Bay. You see it on the left side of your screen. On the right, the radar, where you see exactly where that hurricane is right now. From several different perspectives, you can get a sense of the extraordinary wind and rain combination being felt all over the region. We haven't really seen the major storm surge yet. That is the thing that people are fearing the most. Randy Hildreth is live at the Flagler Beach Pier in Florida.
Let's talk about where that is. It's near Daytona Beach on the Atlantic side of Florida. So, Randy, let's talk about the situation where you're at. We can see right now that the rain is coming down, and we'll talk a little louder so you can hear us over that wind.
Yeah, good evening to you both. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share a little bit about what we're dealing with right here. As you mentioned, I'm in Flagler County. It's about an hour and a half north of the Orlando area. The biggest concerns for this community, rain that will lead to flooding. And as you can see, it is starting to come down. We are also very concerned about storm surge. We're expecting about 2 to 5 feet of storm surge and then very powerful wind gusts. We're looking at potentially 75-mile-per-hour wind gusts or greater. And as you can see me whipping around, the conditions are starting to deteriorate. Now, when we expect it to get a little bit worse, later after midnight. So we're watching the clock. Now, in terms of this community, they know very well how to manage and hunker down during a storm. To my left is the pier and the ocean. To my right, some of the businesses. And you can see they have already started to take those precautions. We've seen sandbags. We see these shutters blocking some of the windows to make sure that these businesses are protected as best as possible because of what is coming. As I mentioned, 2 to 5 feet of storm surge. We're expecting 10 to 12 inches of rain and 75-mile-per-hour winds or more. Now, as you look down the street, it is a ghost town right now. The sheriff issued a curfew. It started at 7 o'clock, and it is extended until 7:30 tomorrow morning. At this point, he says, based on what Hurricane Milton brings to this area, it could be extended. At this point, we are already seeing flooded roads, and that is why he is asking people to hunker down and ride out that storm, because the weather conditions are just going to continue to get worse as this storm gets closer to Florida and moves across central Florida.
I mean, it looks like maybe a rescue crew behind you right now. Are you seeing many people out on the road? I know you mentioned that it's a ghost town, but what are you seeing in your travels?
So we have been in this area since about 4 o'clock our time. At that point, I have to be honest with you, people were out coming to get a little glimpse of the weather and then head back home. And as I mentioned, there was a 7 o'clock curfew where people had to go home. The only people that are allowed on the roads are, of course, law enforcement officials, fire and rescue. We did just see right before I came to you live, 2 utility trucks were stationed here because they are positioned around the county, really around the state, so that when the power goes out, because we know that that's going to happen, they'll be able to respond very, very quickly. And you just saw a law enforcement officer pass behind me. The sheriff says if people are out in the community right now and not hunkered down, they could potentially face a $500 fine. And he was very serious. If an officer catches you, then somebody will be spending the night and hunkering down and riding out Hurricane Milton in jail.
Interesting. So they're serious about that. All right, Randy Hildreth, thank you so much. Our thoughts are with the people of Florida.